I'm the dude. So that's what you call me.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah, not since I was 10.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Come on to the coast. We get together, have a few laughs.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Can I return it if it doesn't fit?
It always fits. Eventually.
Welcome back to Movie Mingle. I'm Caveman.
And I'm Maggie.
And today we're on episode 12, and we're doing something different.
Yeah.
For Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's birthday.
Yes, which is sometime this month of May.
Actually, during the time of this recording, it was only a couple days ago.
Oh, okay, see? Great. So, yeah, happy recent birthday, The Rock. I think that this came out of a joke. I'm almost certain that this idea came out as us riffing on what's something silly that we could do with the podcast, and would people be down for it, and and would we really want to do it? Because it's very silly. But one of us said to the other, what if we watched The Rock's first movie and his most recent one? Like, what if we watched The Scorpion King and The Smashing Machine? And kind of
compare, contrast.
Talk
about, review.
Yeah,
see how he's come in the last 23
changed.
years.
Yeah. And it was just ridiculous enough that it kind of kept surviving all the different, like, paring down of the lists.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Here we are.
So this started off as a joke. It's actually happening. There are no rules. You can do whatever you want there, kids. And
it's the nice thing about it being your
I know, right?
podcast
It's our
is you
podcast.
Can make whatever rules you want.
And since we haven't been doing like monthly bonus episodes, this kind of is like
this is kind of like a bonus episode. Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. But honestly, very entertaining, very eye-opening. I don't want to say I didn't want to watch The Smashing Machine again, but I did not want to watch The Smashing Machine again. But nonetheless, I thoroughly enjoyed this wacky little adventure we went on.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson just turned 54.
Oh, good for him.
So happy birthday, Dwayne.
And now, to be fair, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not my favorite wrestler turned actor. That would be John Cena. I don't think that he's the best. That would be Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah. He is the most in your fucking face about it. To an extent. Like, he's just everywhere. He's everywhere. And there was a while there where that was endearing, and then it got annoying. The Black Adam era was a bad look for Dwayne, and I lost a lot of respect for him.
Anytime a big superstar keeps going outside of their box and does other things.
Yes.
Like, well, now I'm going to sell this thing. I'm going to sell this thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this.
He's
like his name is going on so many things
he's everywhere.
now that he's not just an actor.
No.
I'm sure he's directing something. I'm sure that's in the works.
Yeah.
I know he's a producer. He's got his own production company.
Yeah.
$7 Pictures, which is...
He has his own, like, hair care line. Ironic. He's got his own water. He has his own tequila. Like, the man's fucking everywhere. And I think that the oversaturation of Dwayne, and also just kind of like the hissy fit he threw around Black Adam, because that was a hissy fit.
Well, not just Black Adam, but even with the Fast and Furious franchise.
He's thrown some hissy fits before, and it's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
No.
People have plenty of stories about him not being professional.
Yeah.
And he always portrays himself as the biggest, hardest working professional in the biz.
And I was like, and he seems like a fairly nice guy, but then you're also kind of, there's got to be a bit of an
I'd
anger
hate to work with him.
Yeah, me too.
I'd love to meet him. Just be like,
I'd shake his hand. I'd get a selfie.
Cool. I met The Rock.
once.
That's cool.
Yeah. But you're right. I would never want to
work with him.
I'd never want to see him in a professional manner outside of me, like, actively seeking out his own art.
I will seek him out.
Yes.
I don't want to have to work with him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see if he's got a project coming out that seems interesting. I'll go see it, which The Smashing Machine was one of those.
But then, which makes me go back to the fact that this started as a joke because of all the actors we could have done their first and their most recent with.
I think
the fact that we chose him is...
The reason I was down to choose with him is because, and we're going to talk about it, the stark contrast between his acting in The Scorpion King.
That is true.
to, and not even Scorpion King, his first movie being The Mummy Returns,
Yeah.
which is where the Scorpion King came from.
Which we did watch.
But
the
that
first
acting is
part
even
of.
worse
Yeah.
than what he was doing in the
Oh,
Scorpion King.
No, you know what? And I think that also might have been why we chose him. Yeah, I am remembering now because you're right. We wanted to see basically
Where he
the
came
Scorpion
from.
King, where he came from, and
Where
up
he's-
to what
where we're
most people consider one of his best performances.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about it,
Yeah.
but his first big acting nomination
Came because of this movie.
came because of the Smashing Machine
Yeah.
in the form of a Golden Globe nomination.
And also, I wanted to talk about the Smashing Machine because the way that I viewed it very casually, both seeing the trailer and then going to see it with my husband, was, oh, this is The Rock trying to get his Oscar. Like, The Rock trying to get his Oscar. And it
Of
just sort of
course.
like reeks of that. But then after I did
You're not the only one who...
suspects that.
I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Smashing Machine was created as a...
Yeah, let's get The Rock.
Let's
his
try to
Oscar.
get it on.
Yeah.
Not just The Rock, but Benny Safdie.
Yeah.
Would gladly.
But
We'll talk about all of this.
we'll talk about all of this. I'm excited to have these conversations and rant a bit to you because, spoiler alert, I have rated these films the same rating, but for two completely different reasons.
I'm understanding what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And we'll see where we come out at the end because I might end up agreeing with you because it makes perfect sense that they might be rated the same.
Yeah.
But for completely different reasons.
Completely different reasons. Yeah.
Well, let's start with The Mummy.
The Mummy?
Long time ago.
Oh, my
There
God.
was a movie called The Mummy. No, The Mummy
Okay,
and
so
The
like
Mummy.
real quick tangent.
boy.
Oded Fair just posted a picture of him on Instagram rearing up on a horse. That was taken very recently, and then he was like, 25 years later, and I still got it. And then he showed a picture of him as Ardeth Bay rearing up on a horse. So he's rearing up to get ready for The Mummy 3,
Oh, boy.
and I am, or 4, whatever, and I'm so fucking excited. I can't stand it. I love him.
We might as well just call it The Mummy 3 because I don't think anybody wants to admit Mummy 4 exists.
Or the actual
3,
Mummy 3.
whatever.
Yeah, no, all right, I'm down for it. Mummy 3, let's go.
No, The Mummy and The Mummy Returns were both directed by Stephen Sommers
You wacky son of a bitch.
back in, what was it, 98, 99? 99 was The Mummy.
99 was The Mummy.
So was it the very next year,
2001 was The Mummy Returns.
Stephen Sommers also wrote and directed memorable classics like Elijah Wood's Huck Finn and the 94 live-action Jungle Book, which I don't know if...
94 live-action Jungle Book?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
My babysitter had it on VHS, and since
I was never the biggest Jungle Book
I
fan,
went through
so I
her
didn't
whole library as a
exactly-
kid.
Yeah,
Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman,
which is awful, but I love it.
and G.I. Joe with Channing Tatum.
Which is awful, but I vaguely remember enjoying it. I only saw it
There-
the one time.
Parts that are a lot of fun,
Yeah,
but it's not a great
I think
movie.
they did Snake Eyes dirty.
Unfortunately, he hasn't made a movie in 16 years. But I think The Mummy Returns was a really fun one, even though it wasn't as good as the first
Oh,
one.
I love The Mummy Returns. I
And-
love that movie. That movie is so ridiculous and such a fun sequel to a fun movie, right? Like it's a pretty good sequel.
It's a really fun one.
I like the better character development.
I think the first one's
Well, yeah.
gold. Like,
Yeah, the first one's gold, but the second one is silver.
it's still a lot of fun. Yes,
Right.
Sure, yeah.
Like it's okay. It's not as great, but
And the
it
third
fucking
one
falls in line.
is
And the
dog
third
shit.
one we've yet
Isn't
to
even
see.
a medal.
We haven't seen the third one yet. Let's just call it we're gonna call it the Rachel Weisz trilogy, the Rachel Weisz Mummy trilogy.
Yeah,
because the third one does not count.
If you immediately have to change one of the main stars,
Yeah.
just to make your third movie, don't make the third
Don't
movie.
make the third movie.
You can't lock
the second
her in.
Rachel Weisz pulls out. You should be like, this is a bad
Yeah,
idea.
I guess we can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, people liked The Rock enough in his small role
Yes.
in.
Okay. So obviously, The Mummy
Mummy
Returns. His acting is terrible, and then the CG is terrible at the end.
Yeah.
But it was somehow enough to get audience on board with like, no, give me more sword and sandals with The Rock.
Right. Exactly. And that's what it turned into. It was, let's make a sword and sandals movie starring The Rock and just just makeup, and this movie didn't even connect. By the end, didn't even connect anything to the Mummy
None
Returns.
whatsoever, because this movie ends and he's like the hero and the good guy, and
everybody lives happily ever after.
And everybody lives happily ever after. But in the first 4 minutes of learning about who the Scorpion King is, he is a failed conqueror who has laid waste to all of the lands, just like the enemies that he was defeating.
in
this
movie, which makes no sense.
No sense.
Like they didn't even. I don't think they even used the Mummy Returns as like a starting point.
I also don't care enough.
I don't think anybody cared because it made $1 bazillion. Not really, but made enough considering how cheap it was to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't until Scorpion King 5 that they actually called it the Book of Souls. Where I think I didn't even watch it, so I still don't know if they actually connected. But at least it's called Book of Souls, so you're getting closer.
It's one of those things where, like, do you want to waste the 45 minutes of your life reading the synopsis of each of these movies on Wikipedia to find out what the character goes through, or do you just go, and go on with your life?
Well, something that maybe some Scorpion King fans out there might like to know is that they are rebooting it, and Dwayne Johnson is at least producing it, which probably means he's acting in it. I'd imagine. He's connected as a producer.
There's no way that happens. There is no way the Scorpion King makes a comeback with The Rock. You know why? Do you know why? Do you want to know why?
I don't.
Because Moana's going to fuck it up. Yeah, that live action Moana might make a ton of money, but The Rock is not getting out of that one alive because he's already being just read to filth about the wig, the costume.
Oh, man, the costume.
He already was read to filth for his singing. I don't think that's gotten any better. I swear to God, people are going to be like, this movie was fine, but The Rock brought it down. I don't want that for him. It's not like I'm gloating about that. It's just... that's what's going to happen, right? Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no way the Scorpion King gets rebooted because Moana is not going to be the hit that he wants it to be.
And supposedly it's going to be directed by the guy who did Straight Outta Compton, Jonathan Herman.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I will see it when I believe it.
Well, The Scorpion King was directed by Chuck Russell. He worked on The Blob. He directed The Blob from 1988, which... classic horror film.
I have seen it, and it did terrify me.
Yes, same. I saw it at a really young age.
And every time I go into a lake today, I'm like, ugh.
I just remember it like
ugh.
jellifying people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ugh. I'll watch it again, though. Then Jim Carrey's The Mask and Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. I mean, The Mask
So
is...
an interesting combination of movies. A horror film, a comedy, an action film, and then a Sword and Sandals action film.
I don't remember much about The Blob, and I never saw Eraser. But judging from The Mask and this film, he probably doesn't like women all that much. Because he likes women a little bit too much in a very inappropriate way. All of this to say is that I took quite a lot of umbrage with the way women were treated in the Scorpion film, the Scorpion King, because it's...
Isn't that how women looked back then?
No, or dressed.
Oh.
And last time I looked, there's never been on this planet, there has never been a dick so powerful that it fucks away the powers of a sorceress.
Didn't she admit that was made up?
You know what? The funny thing is I saw online that, like, at some point the director confirmed that she did lose her powers, but then collectively everybody else is like, oh, maybe she was joking. So we still don't know.
Yeah.
But the mere thought that any man, and I'm going to blame this on Stephen Sommers too, because I know he had a hand in writing it. The fact that any of these men could think that a dick could be that powerful upsets me to my core. And also the costumes were poor Kelly Hu. You know what? Justice for Kelly Hu. She deserved so much better than the outfit she got in this movie. The literal, like, string and fucking kitchen towels they threw at her to cover her vagina and nipples end of list.
That's all.
And even then, it was like you were barely getting coverage.
They were borderline R-rated because of the amount that they were showing.
Oh, yeah.
Was just like, can you get that away with that?
And I get that was 2002.
Sure.
And, I was 16. No, I was 18 in 2002. So, like, I had some experiences with boys in that era, and that is exactly what they were into. And that's why I think it's still a big problem for us today. It didn't help. It didn't help at all. It might have even set us back a little bit.
Well, like you said, Stephen Sommers did write the screenplay for The Scorpion King.
You son of a bitch.
Along with a couple other writers, William Osborne and David Hayter. Osborne wrote Twins with Schwarzenegger and...
the guy who wrote Twins wrote The Scorpion King.
And Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Oh, God.
And The Real McCoy with Val Kilmer. And the 2004 remake of Thunderbirds. David Hayter, the other writer, wrote the screenplays for X-Men's 1 and 2 and Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
Huh.
The Mummy, of course, got famous composer Jerry Goldsmith, but The Scorpion King got John Debney. Not that it was a bad choice or anything, but he worked on 250 projects since the early 80s, like Liar Liar, Inspector Gadget, End of Days, Emperor's New Groove, which has
the soundtrack's pretty good for that.
Spy Kids, Cats and Dogs, Princess Diaries.
Okay, so
like very playful movies, very young adult kind of movies, like Tuxedo with Jackie Chan, Bruce Almighty, and Elf.
Yeah, but so the music for Elf is great.
Yeah. Passion of the Christ, Sin City, Iron Man 2,
all right.
Greatest Showman.
Yeah. So no, I would say he's done his fair share.
And a lot of those, there's like a lot of memorable songs in a lot of those movies. Maybe not every single one, but there's some
I really
like
just
you
remember Elf.
And Emperor's New Groove. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure the people who liked Greatest Showman liked the music. I didn't care for the music because it was all very...
I don't even know if I could tell you what it was. It was all just like swords and sandals, big, blah, 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 adventure, blah, 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 blah.
But it wasn't as well.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of electric guitar.
Well, yeah, no, that makes sense because it's The Rock and they're trying to get 12-year-olds in to see this movie.
No, I know.
And
they want his wrestling fans to
pack it in.
Yeah, to show up for it because they're favorite wrestlers now. And
they had to. It's like these days, it was just the beginning of how these days every fucking period piece has a cello version of a Taylor Swift song in it. And I'm not angry at that, by the way.
Mixing those
at all.
Sounds, the regular orchestra and...
With like electric guitar.
Like even some drums, like some really like rock and roll drums started coming in.
That must have bothered you a lot more than me because I cannot tell you an instant where I thought about the music in this film.
When you're doing period pieces, when it doesn't match the period,
if there's an anachronistic instrument in this soundtrack, I'm pissed.
It's just it doesn't match what you're watching, and all of a sudden it just takes you out of the film. It's kind of like. Not that, and they usually did it at the end of the episodes, but like the Willow series that came out, a lot of times it had like a lot of modern music.
Yeah, it was always like ending like a metal song or something and it was a little jarring. Like I get that, but I guess having an electric, it depends on how you're using the electric guitar.
If you're setting up the world,
if you're fucking wailing like.
If you're setting up the world for it to be okay, like A Knight's Tale that has a lot of modern music put in for fun.
Yes.
And it is fun.
It is fun.
But they set it up at the very top. And
they're like, this is what's happening. Just go with it.
Yeah.
Just fucking
as soon
roll
as
with it.
We Will Rock You starts playing at the jousting tournament, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, I'm in for this. Yeah.
But the music for this film
bothered
is definitely something that bothered me.
Interesting. Whereas I very much feel that way about the music in the Smashing Machine. I couldn't tell you much about the music in the Scorpion King, but the choice of songs
and I did like
in the Smashing Machine bothers me.
And I did like the music in the Smashing Machine.
This is really going to be a very interesting conversation.
Like the jazzy,
I hated
like
it.
the jazzy drums,
Hated it.
and the
During all the
saxophone that would
fighting.
just come in.
Yeah, and then how loud some of the like needle drops would be, so you couldn't hear the dialogue that well.
Well, especially during their fight, but I
Yeah.
liked that because it was just like, this is really chaotic. I mean,
it was chaotic and very real.
you also
Their
haven't
fight.
seen.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
haven't
you
seen
can.
Uncut Gems.
You haven't seen Uncut Gems
No.
or Good Time. Smashing Machine is like the least like those two,
Yeah.
but while still being a very
See?
Benny Safdie kind of movie.
Here's another fucking reason why I know I'm not going to want to ever watch fucking
But I think Marty Supreme is so much better than the Smashing Machine. We've figured out which of the brothers is the most talented. And I'm going to say it right now. Josh Safdie,
Sucks for you,
I think
Benny.
is a better director.
Suck it, Benny.
And whereas Benny, he can direct,
He makes choices.
but he, you know what? I think he should do a little more acting because Benny does a lot of acting too.
Damn, I love it when you're bitchy. So much. It's such a treat for me.
Cinematography was done.
Cinematography of The Scorpion King was done by Greg Fraser. No.
Oh my god!
Could you imagine?
So that's where he got to start. No, this was from John R. Leonetti.
Okay.
Hot Shots Part 2. Also The Mask.
All right. Okay. I mean, that movie has a look to it.
Motherfucking Mortal Kombat from 94. Spy Hard. Which, I love Spy Hard.
For the cinematography?
Yeah. Especially the beginning when Weird Al's head blows up. Joe Dirt. And then he started getting more into the Blumhouse stuff with Insidious and The Conjuring.
You're fucking kidding me. You're fucking kidding me that the cinematographer of Joe Dirt is a cinematographer for Insidious.
Yeah. And The Conjuring.
I fucking love this guy. That is the wildest career. But you know what? He knows how to do a good comedy because those comedies, although stupid, they've got great sight gags. There's some decent cinematography. Like there's a skill to it.
And there's some comedy in The Scorpion King.
Yeah, and some pretty fun comedy too. It's a very enjoyable film when you just shut your brain off and shut off your feminism and just go with it.
You really gotta.
You really gotta shut off your feminism. You just gotta like power down, 50%.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at 64.75.
64.75. Oh, 64.
Critics
75. Okay.
That's The Mummy. The Mummy Returns got a 46.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait. You're doing all of them?
Well, just to give you an idea of what these movies were doing back when they were.
Yeah, but that's like comparing gold, silver, and pewter. But okay.
Pewter.
And
Are you
pewter.
calling Scorpion King pewter?
I am. Yes.
Aww.
Yeah,
Sorry, Scorpion
I'm calling
King.
it pewter.
The Mummy. So yeah, Mummy 64.75.
Okay.
Mummy Returns 46.63.
Okay.
Critics really didn't like it.
No, they didn't.
Dragon Emperor 13.30.
Oh, 13.30.
It was a bad movie. Oh. I mean, it really was. Yeah. Scorpion King got a 40% from critics and a 37% from audiences.
Wow. Wow.
Letterboxd gave it a 2.2 out of 5. It's got a Metascore of 45 and a 5.5 on IMDb.
Yikes.
That brings the average to 44%.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
The other Scorpion King movies were not reviewed by critics.
They didn't do any better.
By professional critics. They were
Shocking.
all audience ratings.
Shocking.
So the other ratings by the audiences, and just a reminder, first Scorpion King movie has a 37 from audiences. Mm-hmm. So it goes 37 for number 1, and then 18, 15, 21,
Oh.
and then a 79.
Wow.
The fifth one has a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes compared to the original 30. The original having a 37. The original, like none of these movies even got above that 37. That was the highest rating
In a row?
in a row.
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
Somehow,
The fifth one did like 3 people like review it? Is that it? Like 3 people all gave it a B? And they were like, oh, okay.
200 over 250 ratings.
Well, you just throw out the plot line for that, because you got to be looking right at it, right?
2 fierce warriors search for the powerful Book of Souls to fight an evil warlord. 4.6 on IMDb, which is still higher than the original.
Yeah.
46%.
That's almost an F.
So it might be
Am I
interesting
going to
just
spend
to
45 minutes of my life reading through the character arc of the Scorpion King on Wikipedia?
Also, Zach McGowan plays the Scorpion King. He is a actor who's been mainly known for Black Sails. He played Captain Charles Vane in Black Sails.
Oh, yeah, hot pirate guy.
Pirate guy.
I couldn't tell you anything about him beyond that.
He was in Shameless too, and The 100, which was also a pretty popular TV show. So yeah, random. It's so random that the fifth one is the highest rated of them all.
Interesting.
Well, what you might also find interesting is that this movie was made for $60 million,
I can see it.
which was 20 less than the original Mummy.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, like, The Rock wasn't there to be like, give me 10 million. Not yet. That Bernard Hill wasn't like, although he should have been like 15 mil or I'm not doing it. But he did it anyways. I'm not shocked. Like what special effects there were not great, but for 2002 weren't terrible. You're right. There wasn't a lot of it. I like the ants.
The ants was a pretty cool visual. There was a few other scenes like the ants that was like, wow, they put some money into, like, not just, they weren't half-assing it. Like,
it was probably a lot of just like cleaning up scenes and like green screen and whatnot, but they filmed so much of this on location and with some pretty decent looking sets. I mean, that whole cave sequence when he goes full Batman was pretty legit and, probably pretty simple like cave set that they just dressed in different ways.
Yeah. You're talking about how it could be made cheaper because The Rock is his salary's not high. And it wasn't, not when he first started off, but he still got $5.5 million on both The Mummy Returns and The Scorpion King. Like, his little short cameo, he still got him $5.5 million in The Mummy Returns, and then he came back for another $5.5 for Scorpion King.
That was people banking on the success of him as a person.
But it didn't stop, because after the very next one he does The Rundown.
See, all of those early Rock movies were like decent and fun in a weird way.
Which is why his paycheck kept getting bigger.
Yeah.
Like with The Rundown, he got $12.5 million.
Okay.
Like, that was a big jump 1 year later.
Yeah.
Walking Tall was a year later, and he got $15 million for that.
See, that's because he had a built-in audience.
Yeah, well, they kept showing up, and I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, your
the
average
movies do
Joe
well,
wasn't gonna
keep
that.
getting money, and then of course he starts producing all these movies too, because like you see in the beginning of Smashing Machine, it's $7 Productions.
Oh, is that his production
That's
company?
his production company. So he gets.
Oh yeah, he had the right fucking consultant be like, get your name into everything, get your hand into every pot.
It also makes it so that he can probably make more later if the movie was a success.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's absolutely back end deals.
That way he can do an indie film, in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Indie film, because this wasn't really. This
one
was
of
I know. A24's most expensive.
Yeah.
I think it was up there as one of their most expensive.
But it's still an A24
movies
film
that they produced.
That's a biography where he cries a lot.
Yeah, does well crying.
Yeah, he does.
And then it just keeps going up, and then he starts doing 20 million stuff with like Jumanji and Skyscraper,
and then
Hobbs and Shaw.
And now I'm sure he's making just ass loads of money.
Well, remember that terrible Christmas movie that came out called Red One.
Yes.
With Chris Evans.
Yes.
And
I didn't even watch it, but I saw the trailer and went, no.
I watched the first 30 minutes, I think.
Oh, why?
Just curiosity.
No.
But $50 million to do Red One. Red One, did you know that Red One, that shitty Christmas movie, cost $250 million to make? And 50 of that went to The Rock. I really hope they stop making movies like that.
He got paid more for that piece of shit film than you and I will ever make in our entire lives. And that's just sad.
Well, for us, yes. It's not sad for The Rock.
No, The Rock doesn't know who we are, and he probably wouldn't care either way. But
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Scorpion King, like I said, was made for 60, and it made 91 domestically.
Bad return.
And another 90 internationally.
Seeing it made its budget back internationally.
For a total of $181 million off of a $60 million film.
Yeah,
and this was 2002,
that's a hit.
Back when DVD sales were still a big thing. And
yeah.
I'm sure this movie... I mean, I know people who really love this movie. And I'm pretty sure I saw this movie back when it came out, not in theaters.
This was my first time seeing it.
I don't think I saw it in theaters. I'm pretty sure I didn't see it in theaters. But I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Watching this again on how much better it was than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way.
I was expecting Mortal Kombat Annihilation level
just really
acting
bad.
and special effects and
there's a
production and everything, but
there's a charm to it.
There's a charm. There's actual thought, and maybe not with costumes, but
no. Well, there was thought that went into the costumes. Those thoughts were just bad. They're bad.
Like, show as much skin as possible.
You know what? Bad. Whoever the costume designer was on this film, bad.
It did win 2 awards.
Okay.
It won an award from the Film and Television Awards for Best Box Office Movie, and then the California On Location Award for Choice Actor in an Action Adventure Film.
Went to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for a dusty piece of desert out in the San Fernando Valley.
So good for the Scorpion King for really
fucking God damn it. Oh, that is amazing. That might be my favorite award given to a movie ever. Is the California, what was it?
It's called the California On Location Award for Choice Actor in an Action Adventure Film.
I'm Googling that right now. The California On Location Awards, or COLA, honor the best location professionals, production companies, and public employees in the entertainment industry who facilitate on-location filming across California. That's beautiful. Because you know what? You know when something is filmed on location. We've been rewatching The Mandalorian in preparation of the movie. There were some times where they were filming out in the rocks in California, like specifically when Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, and Mando are like trying to protect the baby and the stormtroopers coming. We just watched that episode, The Tragedy. It's great. Anyways, but like it's on location and it just showcases how fucking beautiful like the mountains of California are. And California is such a beautiful state. On location sets always just feel better. I love it. I love that aspect of movie making. So I love that there are awards for it. That's amazing.
So on to the cast, and might as well just start with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and we'll just cover him for the 2 movies. Yeah, The Rock.
The Rock.
Obviously, he started out with wrestling. The first televised thing he was on when he was a wrestler was as Flex Kavanaugh in like the mid-90s. On USWA Wrestling, and that was his name.
There's no doubt Bowden interfered in the match, not once but several times, Flex, and probably cost you the belt. Let me tell you something about that Scott Bowden. Scott Bowden, you stuck your nose where it didn't belong, and I promise you, brother, this Monday night at the big one, a big surprise is going to be waiting for you, and I promise, superstar Bill Dundee and the King, Jerry Lawler, get ready, because I promise it's going to be the beating of your life.
Obviously, so young. He started wrestling when he was very young.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was even a high school wrestler.
I mean, his dad famously was
another
wrestler.
Known as Rocky. I think Rocky something. I don't know if it was
Johnson.
Rocky. Well, I know that's his name.
Yeah.
But Rocky, I don't, because later Dwayne Johnson went on to call himself Rocky Mavia.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was also a
homage to his
an
dad.
homage to his dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I know The Rock, calling himself The Rock, is an homage to his dad already. But then he gets into WWF, which eventually becomes the WWE. And from there, he also does, his first acting, because professional wrestling is not acting. It's all real. He was on an episode of That 70s Show playing Rocky Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I vaguely remember that.
He actually was playing his dad.
Yeah.
And he's
I remember
got this
that
big
being
fro,
like a thing at the time.
and he even mentions makes a mention of his son.
Of his son.
I've got a son, and I hope he does well in the future. Kind of
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
little wink at the camera.
Yeah, no, that definitely would have been something that I saw on like Entertainment Tonight or Extra back when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, all the little acting things he gets is for being a wrestler. Like he did an episode of Star Trek Voyager, and he's called the Champion, and that goes on for for a lot of his career. But then he gets in 2001, he gets to be in The Mummy Returns.
Yeah.
And then he's also in a movie called Long Shot. Before he does Scorpion King, he just plays a mugger. It wasn't that big of it was like a 2.6 rating on IMDb kind of movie. But then he comes and does The Scorpion King in 2002. And like we said
And
earlier,
kind of doesn't stop.
and doesn't stop from there. It goes on. Some, The Rundown, Walking Tall, which his acting in those isn't necessarily like horrid.
No, I remember The Rundown being a lot of fun.
The Rundown, or Walking Tall? The one
The Rundown.
The Rundown with the sheriff?
No, I thought Walking Tall was the one as the sheriff. Wasn't The Rundown the one
We just talked
that
about
he
this.
did?
The Rundown is...
Yeah, it's the one that he does with Sean Everett Scott,
No.
where they're lost in the jungle and they've got to get out. It's like a, accidental buddy adventure movie.
Yeah, okay, so now I'm getting them backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, Walking Tall...
Yeah, it's the one
that comes right after.
which I never saw, and I'm sure it's fine.
That's the one where he goes back to his hometown after being in the military. So it doesn't matter. But this all to say is that when he was in 2005, he was in a movie called Be Cool.
Yeah.
Which was a sequel to Get Shorty.
Yes, which I never saw. Either of them, I don't think.
I saw Get Shorty. I've only saw it once, and it was
Get Shorty as a kid, and I didn't care for it. And then,
I wasn't. When I saw it, it meant nothing to me, and I haven't watched it since. But the trailer, I think it was for Be Cool, just looked interesting, and I didn't bother watching Get Shorty beforehand.
I don't think you had to.
I don't think you had to either. But Dwayne Johnson was in Be Cool, and his character was just something he had never done before.
Yeah.
And acted differently, and it was that movie while I was in the theater that I remember I
like this guy.
Dwayne Johnson is doing better. I knew who he was because I definitely saw.
Yeah, because you were a human being.
Well, I definitely
alive
saw
at that point in your life.
I remember seeing The Rundown.
Yeah, I enjoyed The
theater,
Rundown. That was a fun movie.
I was interested to see what this movie was all about, and his acting. It just made me go, oh. Okay, so there is some hope for this guy. He's not just going to be what he was in
he's not just going to be a dumb
Returns.
wrestler.
Yeah, playing something else. I mean, but at the same time, he's this massive human being.
Yeah.
And so, of course, he's going to keep playing
big,
roles
giant, every once in a while, he would do something that was like the Tooth Fairy,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Like kid-friendly, dumb.
Race to Witch Mountain.
Yeah, and then he got into comedies with like Baywatch, which I'm pretty sure was terrible, but also like Central Intelligence, and he's got such great chemistry with certain people. So like him and Emily Blunt are great together, right? They have incredible chemistry. The Jungle Cruise is not necessarily a good movie, but they make it a good movie. They're so much fun that you have fun with it.
They are so much fun that they are interesting too.
And, he's great as Maui in Moana. And he is him in all the Fast and Furious movies. I don't dislike the guy's roles. Like, I'm never unhappy to hear that he's working, but then like I never bothered to see Hercules because I knew what I was going into.
His movies really let you down.
Oh yeah,
like there's some really really bad ones.
Rampage,
Skyscraper.
Yeah,
Rampage was terrible. I
don't even know what Faster is, but it came out in 2010.
Faster?
It's just called Faster. It might have been. No, it's not even one of the Fast and Furious movies. What is this movie?
It's just called Driver. It's just a movie.
It's just a movie. Like, and then he's done a ton of cameos. And also Black Adam was a thing.
But then there are certain movies that come out, like Pain and Gain.
Yeah, Pain and Gain was
good.
I can't believe that's a Michael Bay movie, too.
It's like, it's one of my favorite Michael Bay movies.
How did all of those...
Bad Boys?
Yeah, how did Michael Bay, Dwayne Johnson, and fucking Marky Mark make such a good movie? How?
Yeah.
I get that broken
separately
clock
they
is still
can make
right.
terrible movies.
Separately they make terrible movies. Together they should make terrible movies. And yet they didn't.
They finally got along.
That's the equation.
That's the equation. Just get more terrible people to work together.
I did enjoy Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw was fun.
Hobbs and Shaw was fun. I haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious movies in a theater, and I'm hoping to change that with the last one coming out.
The very last one. Yeah. You're like, might as well do it now.
That's going to be the first time I see a Fast and Furious film in a theater.
Which isn't coming out for another 2 years,
I know. I can't say for sure he became a better actor over the years. He is better.
Definitely improved.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, he's a much better actor in The Smashing Machine than he is in The Scorpion King.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But he was still really charming and really fun in The Scorpion King. It wasn't that he was bad. He was still charming. He was still funny. He had good chemistry with people. It wasn't incredible acting, but there was something there.
If the movie was a little more elevated, then
his performance would have been better.
But that's the thing. Movies and performances elevate each other.
You gotta start
somewhere. You can't
somewhere.
have one without the other, and it's really hard to keep going up when the other is bringing you down. Any actor's acting is going to elevate a movie, and any movie's like writing and production and all the things that matter other than acting.
Yeah.
If they suck, then it's.
But I will say,
helping each other out.
The rest of the cast of The Scorpion King is filled with
some
right off the bat,
some straight up just huge surprises that I had
no
idea they were in this movie.
Made me so happy. So much so that two of the stars of this film,
two of them, and I remember which two,
are the reason why this movie would get at least a 2-star rating from me.
An extra star just because.
Literally two of those stars
for each of them.
For each of those people, those two people.
Well, the first one who came on screen, that we both went like,
we lost it.
Oh shit! It was Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark motherfucking Duncan.
Rest in peace.
To
love
the king.
This actor.
I loved him so much. I literally was just telling my husband, I was like, we should not deep dive into every single one of these people's movies. We'll be here forever.
There's going to be a few people that are.
But Michael Clark motherfucking Duncan, The Green Mile broke me. When my mom and I went to see that. We went to see that in theater. We knew nothing about it. I think my mom had seen the trailer and thought it looked interesting. I
thought it was going to be like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, a little bit
very
of that.
grounded.
I think that the trailer interested my mom and I enough that we were like, oh, go see this together. And we walked out just devastated.
Yeah.
That movie
Fantastic
is so
movie.
beautiful. It remains one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies of all time.
Even him in Armageddon.
Yeah,
like he's
I haven't seen Armageddon
memorable
in years.
And Talk
I
about
mean,
peak Michael Bay.
I know. I can't do it because it's too Michael Bay. You know?
Oh, this isn't too Michael Bay.
All Michael Bay
Transformers is too Michael Bay.
All Michael Bay is too Michael Bay.
No, there's some good like
Some subtle Bay.
some subtle Bay, like
A little bay leaf, if
like
you will.
the first Bad Boys movie is subtle Bay.
I never saw the Ben Affleck Daredevil, but I know he played Bullseye? No, Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Which,
I thought he played
beautiful.
a fine Kingpin. Yeah,
beautiful casting. I mean, I get that movie was kind of shit across the board.
it was.
But beautiful casting
I
to
think
put Michael Clark Duncan as
He
Kingpin.
looks great in a
Like,
white
just
suit.
so good. You know, he's fun on The Island. He was fun in Planet
Little
of the
small
Apes.
role in the island.
You know, he pops up in like Talladega Nights, Sin City, of course. You know, he did so much stuff, but I was always just so happy to see him, and I was so sad when he passed.
Yeah,
He died so young. He was 54. Everybody said he was the nicest dude on this planet. Like, everybody has nothing but praises for Michael Clark Duncan. I miss him.
yeah, huge talent and gone too soon. And then the next actor who we definitely had no idea he was in this.
No clue whatsoever. Makes perfect sense. Still no clue whatsoever.
Can't believe they pulled him just, especially so soon after massive movie he was in.
After Titanic.
Well, Titanic, but this Scorpion King came out in 2002, so he'd already filmed, or Two Towers had already come out.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Or it came out at the end of this. This was probably earlier. Two Towers probably came out in September,
No,
September, October, November.
it was Fellowship in 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
It was the 2000, so it was December of 2002. So this was probably a summer movie.
Summer movie, spring movie, something like that.
The incomparable, the incredible, of course he was in this movie, Bernard Hill.
Bernard Hill.
Our beloved Theoden, which, yes, this movie and The Two Towers both premiered the same year. And he is definitely more well-remembered for one and not the other.
Definitely well remembered for one.
But what a breath of fresh air he was when he showed up as this, like, madman chemist who, like, was trying to create gunpowder, essentially. But he kept referring to it as his Chinese powder, which felt icky. But
Well, he's copying what he had.
seen. I know. It's just, it was weird. I that hit me weird, but it doesn't matter. I love Bernard Hill so much. He was in Titanic. He's done
Captain
so
of the
many
Titanic.
things, great and small, and we lost him a couple years back. And fucking Theoden, king. But yeah, definitely 2 stars completely for Michael Clark Duncan and Bernard Hill, 2 actors that we've lost, too soon on both accounts. The rest of the cast, so I mentioned that Kelly Hu played the sorceress, and I just feel bad for her. I just feel bad for her across the board. She was given, this shit character. She did the best she could with it.
Pretty bad character.
She was there just to be sexploited and fucked out of her glory. And it was threatened by the bad guy, whose name was Memnon, but it always just sounded like they were saying Memon. Memon. Like, every time they said his name, I was like, what a dumb name for a villain, because Memnon is such a nub. Like, it's just so weird. But yeah, I love Kelly Hu. She was, of course, Lady Deathstrike. Yeah. And X2. She was so cool in that.
Stephen Sommers wrote.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. But I just felt so bad for her. They literally, clearly this movie cost $60 million because their costume budget for all of their women was $63 and a coupon. Because not a single woman in this movie was... Actually, no. There were some women that were actually covered, by normal clothing that covers the...
Well, they were the older women who were out in, the extras.
They were the extras in the bazaar.
Townsfolk.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were 50-year-old women actually covered in dresses. Otherwise, you were tits out, thighs out, vag out, clearly clean shaven, because they absolutely cared about that back then. You and I were both happy to see Roger Reese.
Yeah. Who was the nephew in...
A Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. Yeah, the George C. Scott version, he plays his nephew.
He was also
Just has one of those faces that whenever I see him, I'm just like, hey, it's that guy from...
he was in Robin Hood Men in Tights, and
Yeah.
he was on Cheers for a very long time. He was just one of those incredible British character actors.
He plays Prince... No, not Prince John. That's played by... He plays...
He's on. Is he the Sheriff of Nottingham?
Yeah. Of Nottingham or Rottingham.
Yeah, of Rottingham. Yeah,
Rottingham,
we're men in tights. And then the rest of the movie was filled with character actors. I will rant about Peter Fasinelli later. He was the secondary bad guy, the son of Roger Rees, who kills him, and then just like spends the rest of the movie just like lounging around and being terrible. Peter Fasinelli I mainly know him as the dad of the vampires in Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
Carlisle,
okay.
I think, is his name.
Yeah.
I saw the first movie. I could rant for hours about how much I hate those fucking stories, and I hate those fucking stories so much. But I hate his pointy face. His face is pointy, and it bothers me. And his character was useless. So, the entire time I was watching it, I was like, why do I hate this guy's face? I really hate this guy's face, like a lot. Oh, that's why. It's his pointy fucking face.
One character actor that I'll talk about, Grant Heslov, who played Arpid.
Yeah, he was the comic relief guy.
Yeah.
Because of course there was the comic relief guy, and of course there was a kid that was in danger
And
that was plucky and helped save the day.
And that's usually what he does. Like, he was in True Lies.
Yep.
He's kind of like the guy at the computer or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Congo, which I think he's almost the same exact thing. The Birdcage, where he's the photographer waiting outside
He's the
street.
photographer waiting outside. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. He was in Dante's Peak. I fucking love Dante's
Which
Peak.
I can't remember who he plays in Dante's Peak.
I barely remember.
Or Enemy at the State, but
he's done a lot with George Clooney. He's done a lot with George
Monument's
Clooney.
Men.
He's probably one of Clooney's guys. I think he is one of Clooney's guys.
He hasn't been in movies for over 10 years.
Maybe he's tired.
He's doing more television, that's why.
Maybe he's doing television.
Yeah.
Good for him. Yeah, God, he was even in the Nespresso commercials with Clooney. Yeah, he's one of the Clooney guys. I don't hate him as a character actor, and I've always enjoyed seeing him in things. I hated his character because his character was always like, "Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm bumbling. Oh, like."
But at least
don't
they
get
do
me
that.
wrong.
At least they do that more with him instead of some like Indiana Jones.
Like stereotypic, like the kid. Like the kid.
I was thinking more like Spielberg's girlfriend, but
Oh yeah.
or wife.
Yeah, Kate Capshaw.
Kate Capshaw.
No, I think for me, like, Benny and Jonathan are the bumbling side characters in the Mummy movies, right? Jonathan especially is the bumbling, always getting into trouble, always got the quip, goofy sidekick. But he does it so well.
Yeah.
Like, he does it so well. In this movie, it just comes off more as, like, annoying than anything.
It's like...
But, like, he still had chemistry with The Rock. He was just, like, more of an annoying little brother than Jonathan, who was actually the annoying little brother.
Yeah, it reminds me of... they did that a lot back, especially in the 80s and 90s. Especially the 90s, I feel like Rob Schneider in, any movie.
I'm Rob Schneider.
But
it's
Judge Dredd especially.
Yeah. I love Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
It's probably his
I think it might have been his best film. Yeah. And I watched it because of Oded Fair, because he plays the gigolo.
Of course.
With the lion's mane fish.
That's right.
And that was during the height of, like, I'm in love with this man, and I got to see him shirtless in that movie a lot, so I was, like, down to clown. And then it turned out to be a very, like, wholesome movie. And now I don't know if I could watch it ever again, because Schneider's a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Well, now we should get on to The Smashing Machine.
Yes, we should.
2025 film that you and I saw in the theater.
Mm-hmm. At the Cinnabar.
At the Cinnabar.
Which was a very weird choice for that movie. It was like sitting there eating like wings and onion rings while watching this film felt very odd. Whereas like when we went to see Send Help, it made more sense to have like food. I don't know. There's certain like...
Even though Send Help was much gorier while you're eating.
But there's something, I guess, about drinking and watching a movie like Send Help at the same time.
Sure.
I don't know. It just felt... I always thought that was like one of our stranger Cinnabar experiences, but I'm glad we did it.
Like we said earlier, The Smashing Machine was directed by Benny Safdie. He has directed many films with his brother Josh. Daddy Longlegs, Lenny Cook, Heaven Knows What, Good Time with Robert Pattinson, and Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
I haven't seen any of those.
That's okay. You got some catching up to do. We'll one movie at a time. We'll get there. Josh Safdie went off and directed Marty Supreme with Timothée Chalamet, while Benny directed The Smashing Machine. And as far as I could tell, it's been the first two movies that the two have split up and done their own projects. The Smashing Machine was also written by Benny Safdie. Music
And edited.
Yeah.
I saw his name when the credits were rolling. It was also edited by him. Which
I want to say that's pretty normal for the Safdies.
Yeah.
To edit their own films. I'll have to look it up later, but pretty sure that's normal. I didn't dislike the editing in The Smashing Machine.
I guess I took.
It's all you have to be very used to like the handheld camera.
Yeah, and the way there's like always something between the
they shoot
subjects
things. They shoot their movies like they're documentaries almost. And
which gives it more it gives it a more lived in feel, more like you're there watching the story unfold as opposed to like a traditional
movie. And they
movie.
also use film.
And sometimes I liked it, and some moments I didn't.
They're kind of like Wes Anderson, where you're like, okay, I'm in the mood for a little whimsy and a little like.
Oh, this is not whimsical.
Well, no, I'm saying for Wes Anderson.
Okay,
when you look at his films,
he's whimsy as a motherfucker.
There's a Tim Burton. There's certain directors you're like.
I get it.
They have a very specific style.
Yes, and when you're in the mood to watch that style.
Yeah, and the Safdie brothers also have a very specific style.
I don't like it, but I get it.
And I guess it's just not. That style is not for everyone.
I mean, again, this is my first of their movies. I wondered if I would like it more the second time I saw it, because I didn't really like it a whole lot the first time I saw it. Not that it's a bad movie, I just didn't enjoy it. I absolutely recognize this film for being, and we can get into this later, but both times I watched this movie, I was glad for it to be over, because I was like, okay, it just wasn't my cup of tea. If that's like their look, if that's like the Safdie way, it's not going to make me want to watch Ping Pong Timothée Chalamet anymore.
Ping Pong Chalamet is not shot like these.
Wow.
But still at the same time a little chaotic.
Yeah, and I don't like movies that are that chaotic.
It's not as chaotic as Uncut Gems.
Which
is probably the height of chaos.
I feel like people only ever tell me to watch that just to like troll me. Like, oh, you should watch it.
No, yeah, they want you to feel uncomfortable. They want you to be uncomfortable for a couple hours.
And I know better than that.
Good. I'm glad.
Because I have you who sees it and goes, you wouldn't like this, honey.
You wouldn't like. As much as I would love to go through their whole filmography with you, you're not the person I need to go through this filmography with. I have a couple other friends that I could totally see. And I did see, I
might be your best friend, but I am not that friend.
I went to IMAX with 3 of my friends to watch Uncut Gems.
That's insane.
And
that insane.
Was having fun for us. A night of entertainment and
fucking weirdo.
Fun.
What a fucking weirdo. I'm married.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Music was by Nala Sinfro. Sorry, I can't pronounce that.
Nala Sinfro?
New composer to the scene as far as...
doing things.
As far as their credits go. The only thing they've got so far is a short film called I Love You, I Hate You. And so this is their first... I
didn't enjoy it.
I really liked...
The jazz was weird. The jazz was a choice. This whole movie is choices.
Choices.
It's not that I hated the music, because there were moments where I actually did find the jazz percussion during the fights to be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think my main issue with the music, more than anything, was the level that it was played at during the film. I always felt like it was always a little bit too loud, which is a choice, and I didn't
to drown out everything with music.
drown out everything with the music.
I think there are definitely some great moments where you don't need any sound other than music.
Yeah, and there are some times when you don't need music at all, or the music just plays over it, but to a point where like it's there, but it's not there. You know, like sometimes you think of a good soundtrack. Sometimes the music that is playing in the background, you're not always paying attention to until you like really get into it and become obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And while that doesn't necessarily make for memorable films or memorable scores, you know, outside of like say your big swelling moments like the Fellowship theme or whatever, I don't know. Like there were just I love listening to music, and you know this. I listen to music a lot. But if I'm having a conversation with somebody, the music has to be down low.
Well, yeah, because you want to
be able to hear the conversation. And other people don't get that, and that drives me crazy. Sometimes at work, somebody will be playing music, and they will have it up just a little bit too loud so that I can't hear the conversations going on, and it's upsetting to my brain.
I think, though, sometimes it's just important to see that they are having a conversation, but not important to know, like really know what the or care what the conversation's about.
Yeah.
Even though you can hear what they're saying.
But in a movie, you should be caring what the conversation is about. In everyday life, I'm annoyed when the music is louder than the conversation. Literally, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, if I go into a store and music's playing too loud, I limit the amount of time that I'm in that store. And this is a person who blasts music if nobody is talking. But as soon as somebody starts to talk, I turn it down. Because that's the polite thing to do.
Talking to you, but why do you need it down and while you're shopping?
Because it can be overwhelming.
You just like jam to it while you're...
It depends. One time we went into a Target and the bright fluorescent lights and the white walls and the white everything and the blaring fucking like techno pop that they were playing at 9:30 in the morning was too much.
Cinematography was by Maceo Bishop. 14 films that I don't know.
Fair.
I knew about his camera operating films more. Like he was a Steadicam operator for Chuck Palahniuk's adaptation of his book Choke, directed by Clark Gregg and
Our beloved Coulson.
starring Sam Rockwell. He was a camera operator for The Wolf of Wall Street, Spielberg's Bridge of Spies, Bong Joon-ho's Okja, The Greatest Showman, again, Uncut Gems. He was also a camera operator for Hamilton, the video version of Hamilton that's on Disney+. Darius Khondji was a cinematographer for Okja and Mickey 17, Eddington, Uncut Gems, and Marty Supreme. So these two guys are definitely somebody that worked together and kind of like the father-son duo from...
Yeah, mentoring one another.
Yeah, mentoring. And so this is a cinematographer who will probably be doing some interesting things in the future. Keep an eye out for Maceo Bishop. Rotten Tomatoes has The Smashing Machine at a 71% from critics and a 73% from audiences, which sounds about right. Like that, I think low 70s is how I would put this movie. I know it's a little early to say in the podcast of where we would rate these movies, but Letterboxd gave it a 3.2 out of 5, Metascore of 65, and a 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb. So Letterboxd, Metascore, and IMDb mid-60s, but it brings the average to a 67.
All right. So arguably better than The Scorpion King.
Arguably. Very arguably.
Easily
arguably.
Yes.
The Smashing Machine was only made for $50 million, and like I said earlier,
that's insane that movie was made for.
That's an expensive film for A24.
That's an expensive film for A24, but it was made for 10 less than Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 23 years later.
Yeah, with an actor that covets a higher pay.
Much higher.
Yeah.
It made $11 million domestically and $10 million internationally.
It was only in theater for 4 weeks, which is the shortest run of any Dwayne Johnson film.
It was, in and out.
It came in a blink. So fast, yeah.
Total of $21 million, so it didn't even make half of its production back. I read that obviously Dwayne Johnson took a pay cut for this film, but gave that pay to Emily Blunt and Mark Kerr.
Yeah.
Either a portion of it or all of it. I'm not sure, but
See, and that's where he's the good guy, right? Like, that's where he's like, you're like, oh, he actually does care, and
we'll do a movie
we'll
for
do a movie
less
for
than $50 million.
pennies on the dollar if he cares about it. And he cared about this story.
He did. He cared about the story.
Yeah.
He cared about Mark Kerr. This movie wasn't just made to try to get awards. There was still a lot of heart that was put into the film, a lot of hard work that was put into the film to make it. I think Kevin Smith talks about this all the time. Nobody goes out to try to make a really
bad movie.
shitty film.
No. Dwayne Johnson knew Mark Kerr growing up. Like, this was somebody who was
Absolutely.
in his
Sure.
orbit. And so, like I said, like I've said already plenty of times, I didn't like this film a whole lot. But I gained a new respect for it when I was doing my research on it. In that, like, even though it's not a film for me, it is a film for, like, Benny Safdie fucking loves this guy. And there was a documentary that came out about Mark Kerr called The Smashing Machine that this movie is sort of, like, loosely based on. And because it's from this particular period in his life.
Yeah.
And so Benny Safdie loves this guy, and The Rock loves this guy, and other people love this guy. And so they made a movie for that. They made a movie to honor kind of all the guys from that era that are nameless now, even though they were the pioneers of the sport where the wrestlers, the fighters make millions every year. You know, like, I understand the point of it, but it gave me more respect for the production of this film, because you're right, they didn't set out to make a bad film. They set out to make a really good, really dramatic, Oscar baity, but yes, still fairly decent movie. It didn't land that way, but that was the intention. And that gave me more respect for it, instead of just flat out disliking it.
Supposedly it was Emily Blunt that introduced Benny Safdie to Dwayne Johnson because Emily Blunt had worked with Benny Safdie in Oppenheimer, and she worked with The Rock in The Jungle Cruise, and supposedly she was like the middleman that brought the two of them together.
What I read was that they had at one point been in conversation with each other about this particular subject.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that they met once, they talked about it briefly, and then Benny Safdie sent like a sweater that belonged to Mark Kerr to Dwayne, but it never, with a note saying like, let's do this, let's plan this movie. And the letter got lost, or the package got lost in the mail. It never arrived. The Rock was just like, oh, he must have not cared. And Benny Safdie was like, oh, I guess he got my package, but didn't care. And so they just didn't talk about it for a couple of years until on the set of Oppenheimer, Benny Safdie was like, hey, did The Rock ever get my sweater? So she had a hand in reintroducing them to get this movie made.
Gotcha.
That's what I read on IMDb, at least. Really quick tangent about the trivia section of IMDb. It is very clear when somebody just listens to like the audio commentary and transcribes it as the trivia section. And that's what it was for The Scorpion King, and it was very annoying to read.
I bet.
It was very annoying to read. Going back to it, I think that Emily Blunt brings out the best in Dwayne Johnson every time. They have such incredible chemistry. They pair so well together as these sort of like... Emily Blunt gives me like Myrna Loy vibes, right? She's that plucky, like, actress who's always playing like not a damsel in distress, but like the plucky it girl that gets shit done and is adorable the entire time. And I love that. And I love that for her. But she always brings out the best acting in The Rock. She brings out, like I said, The Jungle Cruise is not a great movie, but those two together make it a great movie.
Yeah.
Their chemistry is just so good.
It's fun to watch.
So I think
you're right. It's the two of them. They're entertaining people anyway, with a lot of charisma and a lot of screen presence.
But
the
together,
two, they have great chemistry together, and no matter what they're in,
she brings out the best in him, but she is always the best. If that makes sense.
It's hard. It's Emily Blunt.
Yeah, she's great.
It's interesting. I remember when this movie first came out for Cannes, I think it was, or maybe it was Sundance.
I think it was Cannes first.
But I remember watching a video of
Venice.
Oh, okay, the Venice film.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, because Safdie got a Best Director award from the Venice Film Festival. But The Rock also received like one of the longest standing ovations at the end of the screening. And so, of course, me being a film nerd, I'm like, ooh, that's amazing.
I can't to see this. Yeah.
Can't wait to see what people were doing a standing ovation for so long. And, you know, a lot of it is just being polite. And then sometimes it's also...
Who can clap for 14 straight minutes? I get tired clapping after 30 seconds.
I know. It's
30
just like,
seconds
my hands hurt. Can I sit down now? Like, all right. We've shown him that...
Okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm out for a minute, guys. You guys got this, right? Right. Okay. No, you take a break. Like, it's so ridiculous. But, I mean, I guess if I was in the middle of a 14-minute standing ovation, I would cry, too. So, I'd bawl like a fucking baby. So, like, good for him. I'll never know.
Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt were both nominated for Golden Globes back in 2025. The movie was also nominated for an Oscar for hair and makeup, which I thought they did for the budget, for the...
No, they don't. I was watching a video right before we started recording of the transformation process that he went through. And although, to me, it doesn't look like they changed anything on his face... Once you kind of like, because the entire time people are like, "Oh, he's unrecognizable," and I'm like, "No, I know that's him."
Yeah,
like,
you could see that.
Like that's the
Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson.
Like, we all know that, right? It sounds like him.
He's one of the biggest superstars. You can't hide that face.
You can't hide that face. And so they did actually, but then when you compare how he looked to how the guy actually looked, it's not
bad.
It's not bad
at all.
They said that they were going for Mark Kerr with the essence of The Rock, and I think they got that.
Yeah. The hair, the cauliflower ear.
Eyebrows.
The eyebrows.
They literally used prosthetic eyebrows, but that were able to stay expressionable. And I thought they did a great job because I was for sure those weren't fake eyebrows. And the crazy thing is that when he had hair, he looked the most like The Rock. But as soon as he shaved his head and got that stupid fucking goatee.
Oh, that goatee.
That terrible early 2000s goatee.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this guy? Because that looked nothing like The Rock. And the part where he was wearing the beanie and looked like Josh
Except
Brolin.
for the back of his head. Like, if you see the back of the Rock's head,
you're like,
it always looks like the back of the Rock's head.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, we all know those bumps and valleys like a map.
Rolls.
We know them as well as we know the front side of him. I think that the hair and makeup did an incredible job with it, for sure.
Did an incredible job.
And the costuming, too, is so peak late 90s. Oh my God! Every single one of Dawn's outfits
nominated for costumes.
No, and I mean, because most of it was just like vintage bad boy shorts, but they captured it perfectly.
Going back to that era, it's still fun to go back to and see.
It's fun to go back to, but getting a bunch of vintage pieces or getting a company to create newer versions of vintage pieces, is that as exciting as creating entire costumes out of different worlds and different fabrics? I
mean, the winner of hair and makeup that year was Frankenstein, because Frankenstein won hair and makeup, production design, costumes.
Don't you think that they chose the right...
They did. I'm not complaining. I'm not like, they should have gone to the Smashing Machine.
Like, Jesus Christ, those costumes.
Because if it wasn't...
Frankenstein.
Because if it wasn't if it wasn't Frankenstein, then it would have gone to Sinners, because Sinners was also nominated that year. And their hair and makeup was great, and their costumes were great. Yeah. So
all of this to say is that I loved the costuming and the makeup. Once you kind of see what they did with the makeup, it's more impressive. Again, I gained a better appreciation for this film in doing my research and looking into the love and care that went into it. It still doesn't change how I feel about this movie.
Fair enough. All right, now for the cast of the Smashing Machine. Might as well start with Emily Blunt, but we've talked about Emily Blunt many times.
Yeah, I love her so much.
She's in so much.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we just watched The Devil Wears Prada 2.
And frankly, I mean, while we're here.
And we recorded an episode for The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
In case you haven't heard it, you should listen to it.
I loved The Devil Wears Prada. And whether or not we do, like, a real, like spoiler review or not, I fucking loved The Devil Wears Prada 2. I liked it so much more than the first one, to the point where the way that people feel about the first one is a comfort movie they will rewatch.
Yeah.
This one's going to become a comfort movie that I rewatch because that movie served cunt and made me cry, and I loved it.
I loved Emily. I mean, I love Emily Blunt and everything.
Oh, I know.
mean, she's fantastic in Edge of Tomorrow.
I love Edge of Tomorrow. I was telling some coworkers not too long ago, I was like, watch it. It's amazing. Watch it.
Sicario, really great. Quiet Place 1 and 2, great. Oppenheimer, great. Like everything, even movies that aren't really like high rated, like Jungle Cruise or something, she's still really good
she's
in
so
it.
entertaining in it. Yeah, like she's just so effortlessly charming and easy, and like there's something like her in The Fall Guy, right? I only saw The Fall Guy once. I'm dying to rewatch it because I'm definitely on my Ryan Gosling shit currently. But she was so funny in that.
Yeah.
Although her character was kind of shit in Oppenheimer, she was amazing in Oppenheimer. I thought she was really lovely in Mary Poppins Returns, and I thought she did a great job kind of bringing that character back to life. She's funny when she in The Muppets, and her little cameo in The Muppets. I don't think there's ever really been an Emily Blunt movie that I've disliked her in. She is such a wonderful actress.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. And she pops up in stuff and like, yeah, there are things that I'm never going to watch, like The Girl on the Train or The Adjustment Bureau or the Quiet Place movies. I'm never going to watch those, but she's still great in them. The other actor I'd like to talk about in this movie is Ryan Bader, who is not an actor.
Not an actor. This is his first film.
He plays Mark Coleman, who is Mark Kerr's. It's great that they're both named Mark. We love that for storytelling. I get that it's a true story, but storytelling rise, having both your characters with the same first name. Yikes. But Coleman, as we'll call him, when watching this movie the first time, I became so endeared to his character. I thought that, like, this guy is an actual fighter.
Yeah.
He has won awards. He's done great things. I don't know a whole lot about him. He's 42. Good for him. I know nothing about the guy. But I thought his acting was so incredible in this film that it's actually one of the reasons why, like, he is a star alone. Because I like his performance so much.
His performance was really believable.
It's so believable.
And his character was just having that male friend that actually cares about him and wants him to
like, it's really beautiful how they're hugging each other and I love you, man. And like, The Rock seems so effortless to have. He has chemistry with everybody. So his chemistry with this guy, whether or not they knew each other beforehand, which I gotta imagine they did, but I don't know. I don't know these things. He was such a good friend to Kerr, and he was such a good scene partner with The Rock, and it was effortless and really quite beautiful. So for me, he kind of makes this film. He's one of the parts I enjoyed the most. You know, I don't know if he's going to be doing any more acting. I would like to see it if he decided to go that route.
Yeah, he's got an upcoming project called Complex Texas. I don't know if that's... Well, it's 3 low-level criminals who accidentally pull off blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really matter. But it's a movie. You
know what? If this was his stepping stone into an attempted acting career...
Do more things. I mean, it's a Kevin Dillon movie.
I really hope it works out for him.
Be the worst thing.
Because he's the best part of this movie for me. And I thoroughly enjoyed him. There is one more actor that I feel like pointing out, and that is Bass Rutten, who played himself. He's the coach that Kerr goes to in like this little second half of the film after he gets out of rehab. He plays himself. I don't know this guy. This guy was a wrestler. He was a mixed martial artist. He's been in things. He was in Zookeeper and Paul Blart Mall Cop. Like, the guy's kind of been around. Oh, God, he did Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, and I did not realize there was a Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, and I'm going to have some issues with that. Anyways, I really liked his character, and I really liked his acting. There was something about the realness of those two men, of Coleman and Bass. They were what made this film elevated and real to me, as opposed to just scenes where The Rock is crying after having a fight with his girlfriend and all I can see is like the bottom flashing in Wayne's World, like Oscar clip reel, you know, that movie has that for me. But the moments that I loved and the moments that felt real and that engaged me were because of these two men.
Yeah, these two guys definitely helped, which is fun. I mean, Bass Rutten at least He was a former mixed martial artist, kickboxer, but he also has been an actor. Like you said, he does have some credits from
Paul
the past.
Blart, Mall Cop 2.
Yes. As a kickboxer, he fought 16 times and won all the first 14 all by knockout.
Damn.
His last 2 fights he lost. He got into fighting because he watched Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon. We should talk about the Smash Machine
Versus.
as a film. Well, yes, both of those.
Yeah.
A little bit of versus, a little bit of
in getting
general.
into it. It's no longer a case of which movie is better because I view them both with the same, like, value, right? Like, I've given them the same star value, and thus, like, I see them as equal films that are completely different. And of course they are, because one is a sword and stone fucking romantasy for boys, and the other is a modern story about a sad warrior who's still trying to make it in the world. So there are similarities, but they are quite different, right?
Yeah.
Like, I recognize the fact that the Scorpion King is not the Smashy Machine, although ironically he is. For me, as chaotic and terrible and fucking misogynist as it is, I really enjoyed the Scorpion King so much more. And now
I'm actually really happy that you liked the
and
Scorpion King.
I enjoyed it more because at a certain point, I literally had to shut off several switches in my brain that were preventing me from just being like, it's just me and my husband at home, my favorite nerd on this planet, and we're watching a dumb movie together from our past. Like, let's go. You know, there are certain times when a bad movie could be made better because of who you're seeing it with, and the circumstances around in which you're seeing it. They are awful, awesome movies.
Yeah.
And this one is awful and it's awesome. I take great umbrage with how it treats women. I hated the comedic sidekick. I hated that they included the little fucking kid, because of course they included the little fucking kid. There always has to be a little fucking kid in these films.
Gotta be a kid.
There's gotta be a little fucking kid. So that little fucking kids can look at that and be like, wow, that could be me. And it's just really goddamn stupid. But it's also really goddamn stupid in a very fun way. And Michael Clark Duncan served that entire film.
He wasn't in it enough.
He wasn't in it enough. Neither was Bernard Hill,
No.
who also served in this film.
Like, Michael Clark Duncan came in, it was like at the first, like,
Yeah, you see him at the beginning.
in the first act, and then
Yeah, disappears for a long stretch of time.
Bernard Hill it shows up in the second act, but then
Disappears for a bit.
disappears, and then they both come back in the third act.
Yeah, to help save the day.
Yeah.
Both of them were just seeing Michael Clark Duncan in drag, or as I wrote, Michael Cunt Duncan. Honestly, nothing that I ever thought I needed, but exactly what I goddamn needed. You know?
Sure.
And there's sometimes when you're watching a movie that's terrible, but they give you a little nugget of something that you're like, this is right in my wheelhouse, and it just endears the film to you.
Yeah.
That was Michael Clark Duncan in drag. Like, all of the stereotypes, all the problematic reasonings behind it, all the fun reasonings behind it, doesn't matter. It made me smile because those are two of my favorite things. The art of drag and Michael Clark Duncan. And then just seeing Bernard Hill in his youthful vigor, and he was such a goofball. Like, he was the comedic sidekick that they deserved, right? The smart comedic sidekick who's getting into trouble, but getting them out of trouble because he can throw together fucking, dynamite, or he's just randomly has a catapult that is positioned to perfectly throw him
it just so happens.
into a harem, where we get one of my other favorite ever entertainment quotes. It's a man! Like,
Straight from Roger Rabbit.
just straight from Roger Rabbit. And those little things made me go, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. I really love this.
And it also reminded me of Monty Python.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, like the humor was shockingly entertaining.
Yeah. random sometimes. But,
Oh, definitely random. But I mean, that's what do you expect? We're not dealing with the Three Stooges here, even though they tried.
Well, a movie that had a little less humor in it.
Yeah,
Smash Machine.
the Smashing Machine.
Which
What do you feel about this one?
I overall really enjoyed the Smash Machine. I was looking over because I keep track of the movies I watch every year, and have a nice little log of everything. Everything's got a rating, and everything's in order of that rating. And I was looking over what I had put it at, and I put it at 4 stars.
Okay.
And there were a lot of movies that I watched last year, and
They got 4 stars.
they got 4 stars, and a lot that got 3.5 as well, because I was thinking, if I were to knock it down to 3.5, if that were to happen, what are some other 3.5 movies from 2025? And I don't know if it belongs down in the 3.5s or if it comes back, because I gave like Running Man a 3.5, and I didn't even finish that film.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to think
that's pretty generous for Running Man.
I was actually, and while I was looking through this, I
re-edited some.
I was like, you know what? I should probably put Running Man even lower, like at a 3. And I have Predator Badlands down at 3.5,
Did that deserve
which was
to
a
be
really
lower?
good movie. The Roses with Olivia Colman and Benny.
Yeah.
That's at a 3.5. Jay Kelly with George Clooney.
Which I didn't even see.
Wicked for Good. Fantastic Four.
No, Fantastic Four deserves a 4. Like, it doesn't deserve a 4, but it gets a 4. Like, it does. I only saw it once. I enjoyed it. I can't believe they made Pedro Pascal the worst part of that entire movie. Like, how do they make Pedro Pascal the worst part of a movie? But he was.
And then
But you have to give it a 4.
And then there are
rules.
3 stars, like Tron Ares and Keeper, Happy Gilmore 2.
Happy Gilmore 2 deserved more than 3 stars. The movie was fucking
Spinal
great.
Tap 2.
That deserved less.
Final Destination Bloodlines. Captain America Brave New World. Those are my 3s.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's at a 4 is where I have it now.
Yeah. What's in your 4s?
The Naked Gun.
No, that's a 4-star.
How to Train Your Dragon, the live action.
Oh, that's easily a 4-star.
Warfare, which you didn't see.
You know, but you loved it.
F1.
Okay. I don't agree, but it was pretty.
Mickey 17.
Oh, Mickey 17 deserves a 4.5 at least.
Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah, it's a 4-star.
Yeah.
But see,
Frankenstein I gave 4. Weapons I gave 4.
Okay, so it seems like you're leaning. You know what this movie is to you?
What's that?
It's a 3.75.
A 3.75, yeah.
And that's okay. Because there are no rules. And it's fine if you're just like, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't really like it.
That's the thing. I didn't dislike it. And
you liked it more than I did.
And Marty Supreme is way up on my list.
Yeah.
Like, it's a 4.5 on my list. My friend and I, who are big Safdie like, we were really
Your
excited.
Safdites?
Sure.
Safdites.
Safdite. We were really excited to go see both Marty Supreme and Smashing Machine. And I think we both of us had agreed that we really enjoyed Marty Supreme more.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, you found the better director in the family. You know, I'm not even going to bother to wax poetic as to why I didn't like it. I feel like I've said enough as to why I didn't really like this.
I think the thing that really bothered me in the end.
Yeah, what don't you like about this movie?
Is the way it ended.
Yes.
Because it just kind of ended.
The entire movie.
It just kind of comes to an end.
And again, this is where storytelling versus real life, right?
Yeah.
Like, we were set up for a Kerr versus Coleman fight, right? That's where the story should have gone.
Sure.
It did not go there.
No.
So it is now then, you're like, you're building to something and you're like, oh.
But it was also finally one of his biggest losses that he had ever had to go through and finally had to come to grips with losing.
But that should have been the middle of the story then. And then he goes back to him winning something again.
I know.
It should have been the traditional, like, I guess I was looking for the traditional, like, 3-act story about a boxer, right? Or a fucking athlete, that's what I'm looking for, any sort of athlete, where they build up, they succeed, they fail, they succeed, they fail, and then they go back at it and they succeed again. And in this case, it treated his drug abuse as the failure, which is understandable, right? And he failed at having, he failed because he was addicted to drugs, to morphine or whatever it was for his pain, and he had to go to rehab, and then he had to build himself back from that, right? Which is an understandable success, failure, back to success.
Yeah.
But to then end it on a failure, it was like and then it just cuts to him in a supermarket, the real him, and he's just kind of mumbling to himself the whole time without his teeth in, and that was a choice.
Mumbling to himself. You have no idea what he's saying.
No idea
He's
what
not
he's saying.
looking at anybody or talking to anybody.
No, it feels like it's paparazzi footage.
But then he just stops, looks directly into the camera, and says, "Goodbye, everyone."
Yeah.
Okay, bye?
Bye?
Is this
like,
it?
okay, so you just showed us the story about this man, and now you're showing us the man. That's great. We love that. We love it when they show us the man at the end of the story. They just told us about the man.
Sure.
But why was it that footage of him just bumbling around a grocery store parking lot?
You could have ended it so many
muttering
different ways.
to himself with no teeth in.
Like, this is just him on a normal day in Arizona now?
Yeah.
Like, this is...
Okay, so you wanted to show him in his everyday life? Show him coaching. Show him sitting on the back porch with his fucking new wife
And
or
they have
new
a kid.
girlfriend.
They have
and
a kid together. Show us him playing
show
with his...
show him sitting with his son.
Throwing a ball around?
Like,
I don't know.
laughing with his son. Because thank God, that was the most toxic relationship. Dawn sucks, but we'll get back to her. But yeah, no, like, why would you show him just bumbling around the parking lot, muttering to himself?
Yeah.
Like, this was your choice. And it was like, huh. And then, okay, you get the epilogue about, him and Dawn got together stupidly and obviously got apart and they have a kid. Good for that, whatever, yada, 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 yada. And then they're showing us pictures of him over the credits. That's all well and fine. But it doesn't matter because I just watched this guy bumbling around a fucking parking lot talking to himself like a lost grandpa.
An interesting similarity between Marty Supreme and the Smashing Machine.
Is that at both ends following the main character around at a parking lot? Like your grandpa?
Yeah. In their final acts, first of all, they're both sports movies.
Yeah. Ping pong versus MMA.
Yes.
The manly sports.
But both their third acts take place in Japan.
No. Yeah.
Which is an interesting comparison, other than the fact that
who
they're
doesn't
brothers.
love ping pong and watching dudes beat the ever-loving shit out of each other?
If they did that in ping pong, I'd probably watch more ping pong.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Especially just pelting with the ball just over and over.
The ball keeps bouncing back. The guy keeps paddling it right into your face.
New sport. See, you'd be entertained if you could watch that.
I would be entertained if I could watch Ultimate Wrestling Ping Pong. That would be awesome.
Let's talk about Dawn.
Dawn. I wrote down more like Emily serves and is a cunt. Because not only did she look fabulous, all the outfits she was wearing, that white two-piece ensemble at the beginning where she shows up and is not wanted, which, ouch. Like, yikes, that is supposed to be your first get that this is not a good relationship, but you really are just like, I'm not rooting for them at all. Okay. This woman they were so bad for each other, but she was so much worse. And I'm, on the one hand, I can't be like, I don't like how like Scorpion King treated women. And on the other hand, be like, that was a bitch. But like her character was terrible. And Emily played it so well.
So well.
But there were times like the whole fighting thing at the end, their big epic fight. I don't like that scene because it feels real, because you and I have had arguments that have started over nothing.
Absolutely
and it ended up
nothing, and then
just
ended up being
devastating
so pissed
us.
at each other.
Yeah.
And not want to talk to each other anymore.
No, like really like
and we will
earth-shattering.
cancel all plans.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter.
You will sleep on the couch. Yeah, we've had those moments, and I don't like those moments, obviously. I'm never excited about one of our knockdown, drag-out, big fights. But they have often started over nothing. And although her nothing was, your friends don't think I'm a good influence, which they were right.
Yeah, they're right, Don. I'm sorry.
They were so right,
You were
Don.
not a good influence on this guy.
It really just, like, she was so sabotaging to him. I get totally that that two people that are bad for each other can't stay away from each other. They've got great chemistry. When it's fun, it's fun.
Yeah.
And when it's bad, it's fucking bad.
It's like in Wolf of Wall Street,
Yeah.
how bad they were for each
they
other.
were terrible for each other, but they couldn't stay away. Like, there's so much of that in this world, and it always makes me feel bad for both people. But, like, God damn it, was she bad for him. But Emily Blunt played it so
But at the same time, like, yes, she was bad for him, but he wasn't great to her.
He wasn't great to her either, no.
He was an asshole to her.
No, he was. And as far as we know, he didn't cheat on her, which is always nice, that's the bare minimum, that he didn't ever
bare minimum,
cheat.
Don't cheat on.
But no, you're right. He had his own addictions. He had his own problems. But I felt like she was the more aggressor, and honestly, across the board,
She was the
aggressor.
Like, I'm gonna start a fight. Like, and that's the thing. Like,
even when she's like, "You'd make a good dad," and he's like, "How many times have I told you, like, that's not in the cards right now? Like, why do you keep bringing it up?" And she's like, "What? You can't take a compliment?" Like, out of nowhere, she brings up a subject she knows he's sore about, and then gets upset when he's
being
sore
on the
about
outside of the argument, not knowing their relationship, hearing something like that, it sounds like he's being the asshole. Like, all she's saying is like, "You would make a great dad." But if this is a conversation that they've had,
well, you can get by the subtext of it. That he's like, "Why are you bringing this up again?"
You're bringing this up again. Like, just
I've
the mention.
told you my feelings on it already.
Yeah, it's almost like she just likes to be. She likes to get her way.
Yeah.
She likes being the aggressor. She likes poking at the bear.
She pokes the bear so much.
She pokes the bear a lot.
Stop poking the fucking bear, Dawn.
Everything, and it was a nothing fight at the end, but it was also something that could have been
easily avoided.
But you knew she was trying to get him, like, because she started off the conversation knowing something more than he did. Knowing that she had already listened to the voicemail.
And walking him into the trap.
Walking him into the trap, yes. That, you call it a nothing fight, but that was she was...
Yeah, no, she was
working,
poking the bear.
Yeah, it was really getting bad.
And then she kept noodling him in, and then as soon as, like, the consequences dropped, as soon as he's like, "All right, I can't do this, get out."
Yeah, get out of the house.
Like, leave my house.
And
then she's all of a sudden like, "No."
Like, there is no me getting out of this house. Like, that's not going to happen. I'd rather shoot myself in the head.
Yes.
Which part of me was like, I think she was just, obviously she just wanted attention.
Yeah.
Like, that was
absolutely
like begging for attention.
But there was also the troublesome aspect that she would go straight to there.
But also, and is that why she was taken away by police instead of an ambulance after that fight?
I don't know.
I thought it was interesting that she was arrested. It seemed
they said that
she
said that she's not under arrest. She's not in any trouble, but they were taking
her
to basically a psych
medical
ward, probably. Yeah. And that probably is because she was actively had the gun in her hands. Yeah. I don't know.
It was interesting seeing her taken away in a cop car rather than
when mental health wasn't nearly as considered, back then for anyone.
Well, at least they were taking her to a medical professional.
Yeah, as opposed to just arresting her.
Yeah. Wild. And Emily Blunt just played it so well.
But
especially after seeing her in Devil Wears Prada 2 and then seeing her in this again.
Yeah.
Since we had seen that so recent, it was just like, wow, what an actress.
What an actress.
She's like Meryl Streep. She can do anything.
One of the things that I was laughing about, since we're talking about the end of the movies, is the end of the Scorpion King when Matthias, which is the name of the Scorpion King, goes up against Memnon, the bad guy. So fucking stupid. They're in a room that is on fire and it is filled with snakes. So you just know that there were a couple producers looking at the end of the script being like, you know what we need? We need fire. And the other guy's like, and snakes. Fuck yeah, Frank, you're right. We need fire and we need snakes in this fight to make it better. And the writer's like, okay, are you sure? Yeah, no. It's got to be epic. It's got to be like The Rock, like kicking a flaming pot at the other dude, and fire swords. Fuck yeah, Frank. Frank gotta go to
need fire swords.
We need fire swords, and snakes, and fire. And they were kind of right. I appreciate those two coked out execs because I needed fire swords and snakes.
It was definitely a fun finale.
At the end of that kind of at least we got to see The Rock succeed and actually be triumphant.
Yes, one movie he kicked ass and
took names.
The hero.
Yeah, and the other one it was like, now he's just a bumbling old man in a parking lot. grandpa. It's funny that we picked these movies, and it's funny that they kind of have a very similar, but not too similar vibe to it. And there are definitely things that I really liked and I really disliked about both of them. But they both get 3.5 stars from me. And for very drastically different reasons. Obviously, 2 of those stars for The Scorpion King go straight to Michael Clark Duncan and Bernard Hill.
Yeah.
And 1 of the stars for The Smashing Machine goes to Mark Coleman because he was just amazing. Loved him. As for the rest of it, there were parts that I enjoyed about both of them. But if I'm ever in my life going to sit down and watch one of those 2 movies, I'm watching The Scorpion King.
I had a feeling. You know what? I would probably also watch The Scorpion King first.
Yeah.
Even though, well, I'm giving it a 3.5.
Okay.
It's so much more fun than I thought it was.
It was a lot of fun.
Cheesy, of course.
Oh, so stupid.
Really silly, but fun action and surprising with the amount of special effects that were put into it that actually look good for 2002.
A lot of day for night shots.
A lot of
day for night shots.
Good either.
No.
Those were not good.
So bad.
Still better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, though. And then Smashing Machine, I'll stick with the 3.75.
Okay, that's fair.
Right.
Since you're torn.
I'm torn. There's so many things
You're
I liked
Natalie
about it. Like,
Imbruglia,
I
you're
love
torn.
the way it was filmed. It was such a pretty movie. I did like the soundtrack and
Choices.
some very interesting choices, but I thought a lot of it worked well. And The Rock blew me away with the acting that he did playing Mark Kerr. Yes, it's right in his wheelhouse. A lot of it was just training montages and like let's just
very
show you.
Very weird training montages.
Let's just show
too.
you like
very weird montages.
When the day comes for a Dwayne Johnson biopic, or documentary, it'll probably look just like that.
Oh, absolutely. Montages set to fucking a terrible version of My Way, which, by the way,
like
I'm so tired of My Way being used in movies. I'm over it. Hollywood, like, shut it down. It's an instant cliche.
I did it my way.
Yeah. Well.
He did it his way. He may have lost, but he still did it his way.
And then he ends up where we all do, bumbling around a grocery store parking lot with no teeth in.
So, Maggie.
Yes, honey.
I have 2 questions for you.
Hit it.
I gotta go tell my woman that I just lost $200 on a stupid deal.
She's mean.
What?
She can be mean.
I mean, I don't care. You make one slip and I will put you away for good.
Okay. By the time you get out, asshole, there won't even be cars. I'll be cruising around in your little spaceships. That's gonna suck. Who's Eleanor?
The damn car. And don't ever talk about my wife.
Is that from Gone in 60 Seconds?
Gone in 60 Seconds. Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo. I knew that voice.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God. You know, I don't like, I remember sitting in my computer class, like my HTML, like for beginners class in high school that I took for a semester maybe, or maybe the whole year. I don't remember. But I remember sitting in that class on like, right the day before a school, you know, like spring break or something, or Christmas break, and that was just what was on. Like the teachers was like, "Fuck it, we're just watching this movie all day." I didn't pay attention to it then, and so I haven't really ever seen it. But I would love to see a baby Timmy in that.
Oh, he's such a baby.
Oh, he's such a baby.
And he does that. You know, it's in L.A., so he's right up God, alley.
He's so LA. Oh yeah,
we're gonna be flying around in spaceships.
Oh yeah, in LA, Timothy Olyphant's just like surfing everywhere.
LA. Thank you. LA.
So Maggie, with the presence of Timothy Olyphant in Scorpion King,
never thought you'd say this sentence out loud, did you?
In the Scorpion King.
Never thought you'd be here.
Would it have made the Scorpion King a better movie?
Yeah, I think they would have bumped it up a star.
You know,
easily.
Same reasons for
Michael Clark Duncan and Bernard Hill. If fucking Timothy Olyphant was in it, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Well, would his presence have made Smashing Machine a better film?
You know, no. No, I don't think it would have, in all actuality.
I think the benefit, I'll just get to it. I think the benefit of the Smashing Machine is having actual fighters.
Yeah, it would have been
actors.
A little jar. Well, but that's just the thing. I wouldn't have made him a fighter.
Sure. You could have made him
So, next question.
his boyfriend.
Ooh, I'd watch them make out. The Rock would never.
So who would you have had Timothy Olyphant play in The Scorpion King and The Smashing Machine?
So in Scorpion King, he would have played that prissy little bitch of a prince that fucking pointy face McTwilight played. I don't care to learn his name, and I'm not going to. You can't make me. He at least would have been better in that role because he would have been brooding and making fucking blue steel every time the camera was on his face. But he would have been at least a little more charming and a little bit more of like he was the comic relief for the bad guys, but he was terrible at it. And at least Timothy Olyphant would have been better as the comic relief for the bad guys than Pointy McFuckface. So absolutely, he should have been that character. As for the Smashing Machine, there's genuinely no place I think you could fit him in there outside of one of the commentators or the press in the film. But even then, that would have been jarring because I would have been like, Timothy Olyphant? What the fuck is Timothy Olyphant doing here? I would have been very aware that his beautiful face would all of a sudden be in this movie, and I'd be like, wait, this isn't... Because one of the best parts about the Smashing Machine is you feel so entrenched in the world, right? Because there's so many unrecognizable faces, so you can't, to you... Or at least to me, I'm not like, well, that's not what that other fighter actually looked like. I'm just like, cool, large Ukrainian dude pissed off, got it, right? Like, if large Ukrainian pissed off dude had been Timothy Olyphant with his skinny little muscly body, muscles, yes, but like rock muscles, no. I don't want to see him bulked up like that. That would be very bizarre. So I was just thinking, honestly, like just one of the commentators, like at the end, just being like, well, I don't know. What do you think about Coleman getting any like good job in this fight? That's the only place I could think to point him, because otherwise, it just would have been weird. It would have taken me out of the film, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But prissy McFuckface, Twilight, dickface, pointy-haired motherfucker, I can't stand.
Peter Facinelli.
I cannot stand his pointy face.
His name's Peter Facinelli.
I don't care. Get rid of him. Replace him with Timothy Olyphant in all things but Twilight. And that has been this week's episode of Movie Mingle, a rare double feature on The Scorpion King and The Smashing Machine, featuring The Rock. And we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Actually, this was a very fun recording, so I hope that you folks enjoy it. Because it was a nutty one. It was a nutty one. Join us next week when we will be talking about the classic Tarantino film, Jackie Brown. I'm very excited because I've always loved this film and haven't seen it in years. So it's going to be a great rewatch. Join us for that. As ever, you can find us on Instagram, Threads, and Letterboxd at movieminglepod. You can find us on YouTube at Movie Mingle Podcast, and you can write us any of your thoughts and questions, comments, and concerns at movieminglepod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you there. Leave us reviews, tell your friends and people about us, spread the good word. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening. Be good out there in this big, wide, crazy, scary world. Be nice to each other. Be kind. And just remember that rock might always beat scissors, but paper always breaks rock. And it has a few times over The Rock's face. Too much money that he gets paid for his films. But I guess he deserves it. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Bye!
Are you an effective team?
We are an effective team.
Let them fight.
How did you just do that?
I'm a really good lawyer.
Here on Caladan, we ruled by air power and sea power. On Arrakis, we need to cultivate desert power.
Welcome, Mr. Beach. What's that bar? I'm a little confused.
Well, we wouldn't want that, would we?
I don't want to brag, but I will. I was in the Avengers.
The Avengers?
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
What is that?
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Toga, 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 toga.